What is up, Naptown? Welcome back to another massive Colts update. Right now, free agency is testing our patience, but Chris Ballard might just be cooking up something wild behind closed doors. We have got major draft projections shaking up the defensive line, and a brand new weapon has officially touched down in the Circle City to ignite our offense. You do not want to miss a second of this breakdown. Do me a huge favor, smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and let us dive straight into the latest Indianapolis Colts news. Chris Ballard is facing severe criticism as the Indianapolis Colts seem to be lagging behind the fiercely competitive AFC South during the crucial 2026 free agency period. As the general manager of our beloved franchise, Ballard has always operated with a distinct philosophy, prioritizing internal growth, retaining homegrown talent, and strictly avoiding massive contracts that could jeopardize the financial flexibility of the organization. However, while the Colts are quietly adding rotational pieces and focusing entirely on roster depth, our direct division rivals have adopted a remarkably aggressive approach, aggressively spending money and luring huge playmakers to their respective squads. The Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Tennessee Titans are all making massive splashes across the league, transforming their rosters overnight and making the path to a division title exponentially harder for Indianapolis. Fans in Naptown are understandably growing anxious, repeatedly checking their social media feeds, desperately hoping for a blockbuster announcement that simply has not materialized yet. We all understand that building a sustainable culture requires immense patience, but the NFL is an incredibly unforgiving league where standing still often means moving backward. The defensive and offensive depth signings we have made so far are solid, providing necessary insurance for a grueling season, but they severely lack the immediate star power needed to keep pace in an arms race. Ballard firmly believes in the foundational pieces already present inside the locker room, trusting head coach Shane Steichen to maximize the potential of the current roster. Yet the glaring reality remains that the AFC South is no longer the laughingstock of the conference because it has rapidly evolved into a ruthless gauntlet filled with elite quarterbacks and explosive offenses. If the Indianapolis Colts genuinely want to reclaim their rightful place atop the division, purely relying on depth chart management might not be enough to counter the relentless aggression displayed by their foes. The frustration boiling over among the fans is absolutely palpable, as everyone passionately yearns to see the front office take a monumental swing to elevate the team from a scrappy contender to a legitimate powerhouse. While Ballard remains stoic and firmly committed to his calculated process, the echoing silence in free agency is deafening. Every single day that passes without a major acquisition amplifies the outside noise and intensifies the immense pressure resting squarely on his shoulders. We are crossing our fingers that this conservative free agency strategy ultimately pays massive dividends once training camp officially opens, proving the doubters absolutely wrong. Until then, Colts Nation continues to watch and wait relentlessly, debating the long-term vision of this beloved Indianapolis organization every single day of the very stressful offseason period right now in Indiana today and tomorrow, all year long.
Hey, before we move to the draft rumors, are you worried about our free agency so far? Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and do not forget to smash that like button if you bleed blue.
DeForest Buckner might finally be getting some much-needed help on the defensive line because a brand new ESPN draft projection points directly at the Indianapolis Colts selecting massive defensive tackle Caleb Banks from the Florida Gators in the second round. This intriguing development has entirely ignited the passionate fan base because everyone knows how crucial dominating the trenches is within the physical AFC South. Buckner has been an absolute warrior for the shoe, consistently taking on double teams and sacrificing his body to disrupt opposing backfields, but even superheroes need reliable reinforcements. Drafting a powerhouse like Banks would inject a massive dose of youth, raw energy, and vicious strength into our defensive front rotation. Standing tall and imposing his will in the SEC, Banks has proven he can clog running lanes and push the pocket with terrifying ease. Pairing that kind of explosive upside with the veteran savvy of Buckner could create an absolute nightmare for rival quarterbacks. Imagine the sheer chaos this duo could unleash on third downs at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Colts defense has sometimes struggled to maintain pressure late in games due to exhaustion, so adding a stout run stuffer who can also collapse the middle would keep our starters incredibly fresh for the fourth quarter. General Manager Chris Ballard loves investing premium picks in the trenches, and this potential move aligns perfectly with his core team-building philosophy. While some fans might scream for flashy skill position players in the early rounds, football games are ultimately won and lost at the line of scrimmage. If Indianapolis wants to stop the powerful rushing attacks of Houston and Tennessee, they need monsters in the middle. Banks brings that exact nasty disposition we desperately crave.
His college tape shows a relentless motor and a mean streak that would fit flawlessly into our defensive scheme. Learning directly under a respected All-Pro veteran like Buckner would accelerate his development rapidly, ensuring he becomes an impact player from day one. The thought of revamping this defensive tackle room with elite collegiate talent is exactly the kind of optimistic news we need during this quiet free agency period. It proves the front office is still highly focused on building a bully defense that can physically dominate opponents late in December and January. We are all eagerly waiting to see if this exciting ESPN projection actually becomes a reality on draft night for our beloved Indianapolis Colts. Because adding Banks would be an absolute massive victory for the entire city of Indianapolis moving forward into the very bright future of this storied franchise. We will be watching closely when they finally go on the clock later this spring in April, my friends.
Do you think Caleb Banks is the right pick for our defense to help DeForest Buckner out? Let me know your draft thoughts in the comments right now. Nick Westbrook-Akine is officially coming back home to the Hoosier State after signing a new contract with the Indianapolis Colts this week. The talented wide receiver could not hide his pure excitement while celebrating his epic return to Indiana, the exact same state where he previously shined so brightly playing college football for the Indiana Hoosiers. For local fans who followed his collegiate career, this signing feels like a beautiful reunion that was always destined to happen eventually. During his initial press conference, the veteran playmaker made it abundantly clear that he is extremely motivated to contribute heavily to our offense and fully justify the incredible opportunity given to him by the front office. He brings a wealth of professional experience, toughness, and reliable hands to a receiver room that desperately needs consistent veteran leadership right now. Having spent years battling against us within the division, he knows exactly what it takes to win tough games in the AFC South. His relentless work ethic and willingness to block viciously in the running game make him a perfect cultural fit for head coach Shane Steichen and his demanding offensive system. Quarterbacks always love having a dependable target who understands complex route concepts and never takes a single play off. While he might not be the flashiest superstar name on the open market, these are exactly the types of underrated roster additions that often become secret weapons during critical moments of a tight game. Indianapolis needs guys who genuinely want to wear the shoe and bleed blue every Sunday. His deep personal connection to Indiana adds a fantastic layer of passion to his arrival, ensuring he will leave everything he has out there on the turf at Lucas Oil Stadium. Fans are already buzzing about how his presence will positively impact the younger receivers on our roster, serving as a mentor while simultaneously competing hard for valuable snaps. If the Colts are going to survive the brutal gauntlet of this season, building reliable depth with proven veterans is an absolute necessity. We cannot wait to see him catch his very first touchdown pass in front of a roaring home crowd that remembers his college glory days so fondly. This move might seem small to outsiders, but smart football minds know that championships are built by signing dedicated, hard-working players who embrace their role and execute it flawlessly. Welcome back to Indiana, brother. We are all so incredibly thrilled to have you officially joining the Colts family for this upcoming and highly anticipated football season. We know you will make a huge difference on the field and help lead this historic franchise to many glorious victories this year, guaranteed without a single doubt.
So what does all this mean for the shoe? On one hand, Chris Ballard's quiet free agency approach is testing our patience as the Texans and Jags load up. But on the flip side, projecting a beast like Caleb Banks and bringing in a reliable local hero like Nick Westbrook-Akine proves the front office is committed to building a gritty, physical culture. We are building a team that can run the ball, stop the run, and play smart football. It is not always flashy, but it is the kind of old-school football that wins in December and January.
To wrap things up, the Colts are playing the long game. We might not be winning the offseason headlines, but we are steadily building a trench-heavy monster. Do you trust Chris Ballard's vision, or are you panicking about our free agency silence? Sound off in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe for daily Colts updates, hit that bell, and as always, for the shoe.